Hello, and welcome to an episode of Live from the Library, an advisory special. My name is Miss Tom, and I am the teacher librarian at Bristow Middle School.
My name is Mrs. McNeese, and I am the librarian at Sedgwick Middle School.
And I'm Mr. St. Germain, the library media specialist at King Philip Middle School.
So for the past few weeks, we have been focusing on goal setting and figuring out what is important to us and what we value. We then took those values and tried to identify some areas that we might want to make a difference in different parts of our school, community, and world. So we have talked about how can we use our strengths and values to create change with your superpowers.
Our values are really important for goal setting, and they're also reflected in the stories that we share. So for the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about these essential questions. Why is it important to share our story? And how do stories help us better understand others? So for the next few weeks, while we reflect on these questions, we're going to talk all about storytelling, the importance of stories, how we tell our story, and why we tell our story.
This month also happens to be Black History Month, which is a time for sharing stories that center on the Black experience. Heritage Months are also a chance to think about whose stories are told and whose stories are not told. One way to learn other people's stories is by borrowing a book from the library.
And I am really excited that we are going to be introducing everybody to the people that you see on this slide. We are first going to be speaking with Caitlin DeRozier and Megan McBride, who are sisters and have written a book called Wonderfully Made. Then we will be getting to speak with Javier Colon. He is a singer, a songwriter, a teacher, and a parent of students in West Hartford, as well as the first winner of NBC's reality show, The Voice. And last but not least, we will be meeting with Janae Marks, who is a Connecticut author for middle grade books, and her two books are From the Desk of Zoe Washington and A Soft Place to Land.
So to get us started, let's first hear from some West Hartford High School students about why they think stories are important.
Storytelling is an extremely important part of everyday life, and it is the basis for humanity, society, and ultimately diversity. Every single person has a unique story, and every one of those stories has multiple perspectives.
It is important for us to hear each other's stories and opinions so that we can interact with people about topics while having respect along with respectful conversations and have empathy for others and their personal experiences.
It is important to tell our own story and share the stories of others because identity is constructed through stories. It gives people a sense of who you are and what you could be about.
We don't have to necessarily agree, but respect and listen and listening. Barriers within telling these stories or experiences include respect and listening thoughtfully and thoroughly, and not letting your own opinions blur out the perspective of others' opinions.
It's hard to hear someone if you only think about what's right to you. You would never truly understand a person until you put everything else aside and hear them for them, with no judgment.
It's important for us to have a sense of sympathy for struggles that others go through that we're not able to understand, but also empathy for situations that we might have been in and that we can try to find a solution for. And I think that barriers that people have in telling their stories is maybe fear of being wrong or saying the wrong things and being perceived differently by your peers when you're speaking up.
It's important to hear each other's stories, as listening allows you to take a bit of a closer step into someone else's shoes. This can help you to better understand the situation someone's in.
Keep in mind, stories can take on many forms. It doesn't have to be like a book or a written report or anything like that. It can be just a conversation. And these conversations that we have with other people, it makes us a little bit more connected to that person. And not only that, it puts us more in touch with humans in general. Sharing your experiences with people makes you feel emotion, gives something to laugh about, something to be upset about, any emotion really.
But possibly more important is expressing your own unique story. Because when it comes down to it, the only person who has your perspective is you. And expressing your story and your unique qualities is the only way that people can relate to you, but also recognize their differences. And that is the foundation of diversity. Diversity through storytelling is something that is currently lacking in today's society. However, if more people step up and tell their stories, then we can start to rebuild our society towards a more positive and diverse community.
I feel like every story shared is a chance to make someone else feel less alone.